to It's Not About the Hair online series. My name is Valerie Fuentes. I am your host, and today I am with Faith O'Kelly. She's joining us from the UK, and I'm so excited to have her here today. We got the opportunity to collaborate early this year, and it was so much fun. So Faith, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So the first thing I wanted to ask you is about your story. I would love to know more about you. So when did you start losing your hair?
It was actually about 12 years ago, just after I had my second daughter. I started to notice small patches, and this went on for a few years. And I tried using wigs back then, and they weren't nearly as good as they are now. But this was also at the same time that I found out I had rheumatoid arthritis, another autoimmune condition. And I had a coil fitted as well, which I think can also be linked to my hair loss. But yeah, it was 12 years ago when I first noticed my patches.
Wow. And how did you feel when all that happened?
It was devastating. Yeah, I was really devastated. I went to the doctors and they just said, it's alopecia areata and there's nothing we can do about it. And they just kind of send you away, just saying there's nothing we can do. And I didn't think to pursue it. I just believed them, trusted them, and thought, well, the doctor knows best. I
heard two things that you said that caught my attention, because I know for us that if you have one autoimmune, so I have thyroid problems, and so you have RA, and I just hear that once we have like one autoimmune condition, we can have like 3 or 4 more. But I also heard that you had the IUD, I think. So
yes,
like, were you able to pinpoint what happened?
Well, I didn't even put the two together until early last year, which is why I only had mine taken out in August last year. So the year that I first noticed my patches, I was also diagnosed with RA, and it was the first time I ever had a coil. And it all happened in the same year. But I never, for the next 12 years or 11 years, I never really put them together, which I look back and I think is silly. Why didn't I think of that? I just didn't.
Yeah, I know it happens. So when did you start wearing hair? At what point did you decide, you know what? Because I know you said at the beginning the wigs, and I agree. A long time ago, they weren't as good as they are these days. They're beautiful. Yeah. So at what point did you decide, you know what? I'm just going to go full on wigs, shave my head, I'm done.
Right. So that was only just over a year ago. That was the end of 2019. Before that, for a year and a half, I had a system, an interlace system. So when your hair is integrated onto a mesh, but I lost too much hair and it was getting too expensive to have replacement hair, because it's really good hair, but it's really expensive.
It is.
So I bought a wig first, and I went home, and my kids all had a go at cutting the hair that I had left off. They found that great fun. And then I had like a mohawk for about 2 weeks before I lost too much, and then my husband shaved it off after a couple of drinks one night. We just went for it, but that was a very emotional experience. I think I laughed and cried all in the same night, but it was the best thing I ever did. It's given me the confidence that I have now. It really has.
So you're continuing to shave your head?
Yeah, weekly. It's normally every Sunday.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I definitely have those thoughts too, but I still haven't had that, I want to say, strength to do it, right? Like, and especially because I have toppers still, and I want to keep them because they're so beautiful. I'm like, okay, let me just keep them for the toppers.
Yeah.
But Miami's so hot that I do have that thought of like, maybe if I just shave my head, I'm going to be more comfortable. Don't have to worry about my bio hair. So, wow, that's awesome. So what did you tell your kids? How did they react to all of this?
I think they've just known forever, since first time round. I mean, when I used to wear a wig, they used to run around trying it on when they were tiny. Right. I've never hidden it from them, and they've always been fine. And I remember before I started my Rocking Alopecia page in the summer, last summer, I did check with all of them that I'd be okay with it, because obviously they have friends that are going to see it, and I didn't want to make it awkward for them at school. And they were all just like, why would you even need to ask us that? Of course it's okay. They're amazing. Yeah, so they've been great and they love it. They love seeing all the new wigs that come through. They try them on. They think it's brilliant. Well, not brilliant, but they love, you know, that side of it.
Yeah. So what made you start your page? What prompted you to start on Instagram?
When did I start it?
And why?
Oh, well, basically, I was a bit lost. So before last July, when I started my page, I was wearing my wig. I think I have 1 or 2 wigs, but I wanted more info on where to get wigs. So I went to Instagram and I found all of these amazing pages, all of these mainly women, but men as well, that have alopecia. And I didn't know so many people that are out there had it. I didn't know it was so common. And it gave me so much confidence. And seeing them posting pictures of themselves even without wigs on, I was like, God, I wish I could do that. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to do that. And then I just did it because of the confidence they gave me, and chatting to them and then just saying, look, you should just do it. It's so liberating. And they really helped.
Yeah. I think that having a page it helps other people, but it's almost healing for us, right? That has been my experience, that it has been so healing for me to be able to share my experience, to be able to, it's almost like my acceptance process, right? Like the more I post, the more I normalize it for myself.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
It's been amazing. Okay, great. Really, so, and then I wanted to ask you something about femininity and being sexy, because that's the question that I get from my clients the most is like, Val, I don't feel like I can be sexy or feminine without my hair. What are your thoughts on that?
You really can. You really can. But I had the same thoughts at first. I know that feeling. I think that was one of the main things about shaving my hair off. I was like, but I won't feel feminine. Even though I had a little bit of hair, I still had hair. But no, you do, and you can. And now, like, you know, my husband will choose which wig I wear. He loves it. And you definitely can. And I even feel sexy without my wig now, which I never thought I would. But you definitely can. And there's so much choice out there. You can be someone different every day if you want to be. But you definitely can. For anyone that's worrying about that, please don't worry about that.
So, and I saw you have a beautiful room with all your wigs. I saw lots and lots of wigs. What's your favorite? Do you have a style that's your favorite? Anything that you can share with us?
It changes all the time. My favorite style changes all the time depending on which wigs I'm wearing more. I love long wigs, but I find sometimes they tangle a bit more. So for ease, I go for kind of shoulder length a lot of the time. But I would never, ever have had blonde hair if I hadn't have had hair loss. So I've been able to try a whole range of colours that I never would have tried, and a whole different range of styles. So in a way, it's helped me because I now I'll wear anything. And before, I always had long, dark, straight hair. That was it. But my favourites, yeah, I'd say I like the blonde ones because I was never blonde before.
Same.
So, yeah, it's great, isn't it? You can wear whatever you like, and you actually find that you love so many different styles and colours.
Yeah, I love it. So my bio hair is really dark. And just like you, I wore a system for about 5 years. And it was also last year that I decided, when the lockdown started, I couldn't go see my hairdresser anymore to dye them out and bond it again.
Yeah.
And I actually removed the piece by myself. I bought a spray and I did it. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I started trying wigs, but same thing. I've never tried lighter colors in my life, ever. And the moment I started trying it, all I heard was great feedback. Wow, you look amazing. My husband loved it. I love it. Like you said, I would have never in a million years tried to dye my hair this color or anything similar. Like,
you wouldn't think to, would you? You just don't think, or it's such a drastic change. You think, no.
Yeah. And it just, and I love it. And I love being able, like you said, to change my style depending on what I'm wearing, depending on the weather. So I wanted to ask you about that too. How comfortable do you feel out and about with your wigs? Do you have any thoughts? Do you feel like people are looking at you, or you all over that?
I used to be really self-conscious until I started my page and told everyone about it. And now I don't care if people do know, but at the same time, I don't think people do notice. The amount of friends we met up with before lockdown hit, and they would just be like, I would tell them, but they couldn't believe it was a wig. They just look so real. They're, you know, you worry that people are going to notice, but honestly, they don't. They really don't. So yeah, no, I don't get self-conscious now, but I used to.
So for somebody that's shaving their head, but they're not sure, like, what would you say? Do you think that you're more comfortable? Like, does it feel more comfortable if you shave your head, or it doesn't matter? It doesn't really make a difference.
What, feel more comfortable wearing a wig or just in myself?
No.
I didn't wear a wig when I had hair. I didn't wear a wig until after I shaved my head.
Okay, got it.
So I don't know, but I find them really comfortable with a shaved head.
Okay. Yeah, because I haven't shaved my head, and I still get pretty hot. That's why I asked you.
Because you've got double layers, haven't you?
I do. I mean, I don't have a lot of hair, but still. And also that I live in Miami doesn't help. So that's my
I'd trade with you right now. For some sun.
So Faith, is there any advice that you will give somebody that just started their hairless journey, that they're not, feeling comfortable with themselves? Anything that you can share with us?
I would just say, don't do anything until you're ready, and don't let anyone tell you to, oh, you should shave your head or you should do this, because it's completely up to you, and you have to be the one in control and ready to do things like that. And also speak to friends and family about it if you can, because that really helped me. Opening up really helped me. I know it can be difficult, especially if you don't want people to know, but the support that I had from everybody was amazing. And also checking out all the pages on Instagram, that really helped me as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So about those conversations, how did you have those conversations?
My family have kind of always known, but I think a couple of times with friends, I would just, we'd meet up and they'd say, oh, I love your hair. And I would just take it off and be like, it's a wig. And they'd be like, oh my God. They had no idea. And it was actually quite liberating to do that as well, and taking back control completely and saying, look, I'm wearing a wig, and they didn't know. And realizing they didn't know, that's quite freeing too, thinking I was worried about nothing.
Right.
So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I honestly, since I've met you, there are a couple other ladies that I'm just like, man, that just looks so amazing to shave your head. I'm definitely thinking about it, but I'm waiting. I'm planning to have children, so I'm waiting to see like postpartum, because I think that postpartum shave is the worst. So maybe then I'll do it.
Okay. It can also grow back as well, can't it? The hormones can help it to grow back too.
That's what I heard. So I actually interviewed somebody beginning of last year that she said that she had her best hair when she was pregnant.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We shall see. I will keep you updated. Yeah. All right, Faith. Well, thank you so much. Is there any words you want to share with us? Anything?
Gosh, I can't think. I just really hope that I get a lot of messages from women saying, like, I wish I had your confidence. And I just think a year ago, I didn't have any of this confidence. And it was just following other women and taking their advice and just seeing their confidence, which helped me. So just keep on doing what you're doing, and one day you will have that confidence.
Thank you, Faith. And where can we find you? Because I know you're on TikTok and Instagram, right?
Yes, I am. That's the only places that I have a Rockin' Alopecia page. I have my private pages, Faith O'Kelly, but nothing interesting.
Okay, so make sure to find her, Rockin' Alopecia, and follow her on TikTok. Her videos are amazing. All right, Faith, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you guys in the next interview.
Thank you. Bye.